Welcome back to Planescape Torment. Last time, we got the parts for a dream, whatever. I don't remember what it's called, whatever. It's a thing that lets you have dreams, which apparently we normally can't do. So, we're gonna go do that, and it has some dreams. I'm sure they'll be totally normal and not completely weird and horrible. First, we need to talk. What the hell's going on with the Nameless one? So I actually wanted to talk about this on the last part, and then I just forgot because I'm really good at this. There's something strange going on with this guy. And I don't mean the obvious strange stuff. Like, yeah, okay, he can't die, you know, whatever. I can't remember things. Oh, my personality changes between these different versions of myself for no apparent reason. Like, okay, that stuff's all weird. But that's the obvious weird stuff. The more I played the game, the more I started to notice there's something going on with, and I think it's supposed to tie into the main character here. It's possible that it's something that is coming down more through just the writing itself or some way that the narratives have done. Maybe it's unintentional, I don't know, but it feels like a theme to me. And it's like Nameless One seems to have some kind of thing with women, and but you know what, maybe thing isn't the, I don't know, is it like a trauma, is it an aversion, it's something's going on between like half the NPCs in the game being attractive young women and the narration like incessantly pointing it out whenever you meet one of them. The positioning of like the Lady of Pain and Ravel Puzzlewell as being these like really like dominating figures in Nameless One's existence. His own relationship with Deonara, which we learned more about recently and is horrifying. Like the entire existence of the brothel, this doesn't necessarily tie into his character as such, but again, it feels like this is kind of intentional, like we're pushing on some specific idea here. There's, of course, we've had some interesting interactions with a couple of our party members, specifically the women. There was that one journal entry from a couple episodes ago, again talking about Fall from Grace. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, I don't have enough information to like draw a specific conclusion from all of this, but there's something. This is a thing. I swear I'm not just like fabricating this. I'm not crazy, right? Like there's something to this. It's not like, I don't know if it's like it's not really misogyny or like gynophobia or anything, and not in such specifics, but there's something like this part of Nameless One's like psyche is important, I think, to the structure of this game. I felt like I was compelled to point it out because it was actually really starting to bother me. Or like like I started like really noticing it. And then like I'd be like, that's kind of like, I feel like I'm reaching, and then just like more and more and more stuff just kept happening in relation to it, and to the point where I couldn't like continue to ignore it. I just wanted to address this. It feels like this is a thing. This is the thing. Am I overthinking this? I don't know. I will continue to keep an eye on it for the rest of the game, and maybe try and like point it out where I feel like it's relevant. The thing is, like, I don't know, maybe I am overanalyzing it. He's just a horny guy, and that's it. Like, that's the end of the discussion. I don't know. It feels much more fundamental than that to me. I'm sure Freud would have a field day. Oh, God knows what the fuck he would say about it. Probably best that we don't know, to be honest. There's other stuff as well, just like in terms of like, again, it's not necessarily about Nameless One, but just the game itself, like the way that it sort of addresses these things. There was that one line from Vivian talking about how Puzzlewell was like a insult to femininity everywhere or something like that. I remember laughing at that line because it was kind of funny. But like it feels like too specific, like too pointed. Like there's something like, this feels, again, it feels like this is like a theme of the game, like this is a major thing. And like, yeah, I don't know if I'm necessarily the best person to be talking about this. Like, we're pretty far outside of my area of expertise here. I don't like gender war stuff, like, I don't know, to me has always been like it always seemed to me like something that the people that seem to actually care about it just think way too hard about it. I'm like, I don't know, like, people are just people, I don't know, whatever. But there is something to be said. This isn't really about my own perspective. This is about, like, this character, this world, the story that's being told here, and the way that, like, you know, these people interact with each other, or the way that, like, they perceive the world, right? And this, like, this idea of, like, gender divide seems to be important, I would say, here. From what I can gather. There's something going on there. I don't have the full picture of it, but it's something. Okay, bear it in mind as we move forward here, but yeah, that's all I had to really say about that, wasn't it? It's not like a full breakdown or anything. Alright, let's go see this dream what's it. You find yourself standing under a hangman's noose. A gravelly voice cackles out of the darkness. You dream again? Again! Your body seems strangely light and airy, like you've lost control of it, like the winds blow you where they will. Okay. Whoa, okay. We are somewhere else. You find yourself floating through a maze of twisted plants and black barbs that tear at your insubstantial body. Well, this looks different. Creatures of nightmare pull themselves from the ground and walls and rip at your flesh. Their furious attack drives you into unconsciousness. Oh. Oh. You are standing in front of a tower of skulls that babbles at you, but you can't understand the words. Clattering behind you distracts you, and you see a battalion of fiends rushing you. Man, Nameless One's dreams suck. You are standing in the maze again, and the stench of death surrounds you. You know you have killed all of them. The cackling voice breaks in, once again. Oh, my pretty puzzle, you have killed these and so many more that I have lost count of them all. You are stricken mute, and cannot reply. Come to me, my puppet, come to ravel in her black-barbed maze. Come dream with me. Shake yourself awake. Okay. Well, that was something. Did I like get anything out of that though? Oh, and I can't go back. Okay. Well, that was something. Wonder if I can talk to anyone about this. Okay. This is like new. I guess we probably got this after we talked to Fall from Grace last time. I guess I didn't check back in with Mort. Might as well ask him about it. It doesn't have anything to do with what we were just doing, but you know, whatever. You said you're a Mimir, right, Mort? Yeah, Mimir's a floating encyclopedia. You put information in, you get information out. Aren't Mimirs made of a silvery metal? So, maybe some are, but I'm not. And there's stranger things on the plains than that, Chief. I don't think you're a Mimir, Mort. What are you? What's with the interrogation? What do you know about Mimirs anyway? I know enough to think you're lying to me. First that bit about the missing line from my back saying not to trust you. Then this. What am I supposed to think? Okay, I'm not a Mimir, but I know a lot of stuff, so I might as well be one. What are you then? I'm a floating skull who knows a lot. What did they bring up the Bator thing? I don't know if that's a good idea, but well. It's not like I really trust Fall from Grace any more than I trust Mort, so... Trust seems like it's hard to come by here. Whatever. We'll prod at it, I guess. I don't know. I just saved. What about that Batorian smell you have? What would you know about what Bator smells like? Unless... Hey, you've been talking about me with that Tanari, haven't you? What does she know? Well, she obviously touched on something that is a Batorian smell, right? Well, yeah, but... Well, yeah... So, I smell a little. Excuse me. Why do you smell like Bator? I was in the Hells for a while. Kind of a long while. Stench kind of grows on you. You were in the Hells. What were you doing there? See, well, there's this pillar on Avernus. First layer Bator, It's called the Pillar of Skulls, but it's more like the Pillar of Heads. Oh, that sounds astonishingly familiar to something that we just saw. Here's some bashers tell it. It's supposedly made of the heads of Burks, mostly sages and scholars, who used their knowing of this and knowing of that when they were alive to stretch the truth a little. So much they might have hurt or killed someone by doing it. Well, when I died, I ended up there. Funny, huh? Not really. Mort goes silent for a moment. Yeah, you're right. It's not funny at all. You see, I think I knew a lot of things when I was alive. And maybe when I did know something, I didn't always tell the truth about it. I'm thinking that when I bent the truth once or twice, I may have led someone to getting penned in the dead book sooner than they should have. Can you remember who? Can't say I know it, Chief, but I think it was you. At least once. Thing is, I can't remember what happened. I don't even remember being human, or what I was even like before I woke up on the pillar. Why did you forget? That's pretty much the way of things when you die, as I'm sure you're no stranger to. You just forget. I figure I wasn't a sterling member of the community when I was alive. But hells, who is? Mort sighs. It's just that I can't help it. Nothing's worse than being honest all the time. Except being sentenced to the hells sounds a lot worse than telling the truth. Yeah, you're right. Again. Mort clicks his teeth. The way he does it reminds you of someone drumming their fingers. I guess just all that good and evil and lying and cheating catches up with you. When I got penned in the dead book, it was my turn to pay the ferryman. So how did you escape the pillar?
My journal.
Well, you helped me, Chief. When you showed up at the Pillar of Skulls, I pushed my way to the front. My obvious know-how and charm attracted your attention. You knew that I was the head that knew the most, so I cut a deal with you. Deal? As Mort speaks, your vision seems to bleed into a fiery red, and you hear a howling, a horrible screaming tower of voices chittering, screeching, hammering, all of them begging, screaming to be freed. And Mort's voice, faint, almost lost in the horde. He sounds desperate, frightened, and pathetically, tragically lost. You, Skull, speak. The howling voices fall silent, and you watch the tiny, red-lined skull, its cracked features cast in a hellish light, turn its eyes up at you. Blood and ichor streamed across its features, and its teeth chatter as if cold. I can't help you. I know what you seek. All these heads, all their knowing. Please just, I beg you, free me. Let me help you. I'll tell you anything, everything. Will you? Swear it, Skull. Swear you will serve me until my end days, or here you will remain. I swear, just please free me. You watch as Mort sickeningly swallows, his pride almost a tangible thing. I beg you, let me help you, please. Very well, I shall free you. Your vision slides, as if you are moving, and the howling, screaming cacophony begins again, a nightmarish horde of howls and catcalls and taunts and insults. The feel of your hands sliding into the filthy quagmire of the pillar, the biting of fangs, mandibles, and your hands locking around the tiny skull and ripping it, tearing it from the pillar like an old scab. It is done. You look down at the bloody skull in your scarred hands, its eyes covered in ichor from the pillar, and its teeth chatter once, twice. It reminds you of a wailing newborn, helpless, and in the eyes of the man you once were, pathetic. I have freed you. Now your life and your death is mine, Mort. Your vision swirls, the mists of the past drifting away, and Mort is still chattering on. We talked for a while, Chief, you and me, seeing whether the arrangement would work, and I think we were both really impressed with each other, so you invited me off the pillar, and I've kind of been with you ever since. What happened then? Well, I didn't know I'd lose most of the pillar's knowledge once I was out of it. I mean, how was I to know? I'd never been off the damn thing. But you were pretty understanding about it. You lost all the knowledge you said you had? Your vision swirls again, making you dizzy. and you feel your gut churn. You hear the cracking, snapping of bone, and Mort's howls, howling in pain, screaming for someone to stop killing him, and your hand lashing out again and again, and damn you, Skull, you lied to me. I'll thrust you back in that damnable pillar and leave you to die there. There is the clatter of bone against what sounds like metal, a floor or a wall, and the skittering of teeth knocked free. You can hear Mort mewling like a beaten dog for you to stop. Know that your suffering on the pillar will be nothing to the torment I will make you suffer. Your vision swirls, and Mort's cries ebb, fading into his chattering rhythm. So you realize that I still have my uses, so I took up with you, and I've been with you ever since. Mort, what did I want from the pillar, and how long ago was it that I freed you? Mort thinks for a moment. Well, as for how long, I don't know the exact count, Chief. Ages, I suppose. I've done all I could to help you each time, but... Mort sighs. It's not easy, and as for what you wanted at the pillar, I don't know. Once you pried me off, I couldn't remember. Mort, why didn't you say something when we were at the mortuary? Mort suddenly becomes defensive. Because I never know who you're gonna be. Some of your incarnations have been stark raving mad. One time you awoke obsessed with the idea that I was your skull and chased me around the spire trying to shatter and devour me. Luckily, you were crushed by a passing cart in the street. Another good and lawful, you tried to thrust me back into the pillar because it's where I belonged. Mort smirks. That's why. Besides, no harm's ever come of you not knowing. So you've stayed with me all this time? Well, yeah, Chief. I said I would. Mort always keeps his promises. He pauses. Well, most of them. There was this one shit on Alboria who, You suddenly realize that Mort's tone has changed. Past the joke, you realize he's trying to hide something. Something about why he's with you. More seriously, why are you still traveling with me? Chief, I said it's because I promised, alright? He looks irritated. What else could it be? I don't know. You didn't need to stick around after I freed you. Well, of course not, Chief, but I... And suddenly his tone of voice strikes a chord in you, and you know why he's remained with you all this time. You feel guilty? Because you led me to my death so long ago, isn't it? And you've been suffering ever since. Ah, come on, Chief. Me feel guilty? I'm Mort. No, I think that's it. When I came to free you from the fate you deserved, you couldn't help but try and help me. And when you could have left after I freed you, you remained, because you felt indebted. Mort is silent for a moment, looking at you. Maybe. You know what's funny? At first, I don't know what the feeling was. It kind of slowly eats at you, you know? I mean, at first I thought it was a side effect of some enchantment that bound me to you. But after a couple hundred years, I realized it was more than that. Something deeper. I just felt drawn, connected to you, somehow. Maybe it's all your suffering, Chief, your torment. I don't know. Maybe I felt, I don't know, responsible for whatever it is I did? What if something I did brought you to this state? Thing is, I don't think me, or whoever I was, really ever had to see the consequences of all the lying and cheating I'd done. When I saw you for the first time, when I was trapped on the pillar, somehow I knew that you were the one I betrayed. Once, long ago. Mort sighs. And that's all I know. I see. Thanks for coming clean, Mort.
Updated my journal.
Nah, don't thank me. Whoa, what the hell? Are those bonuses that Mort got, or are those mine? I don't know. That's a lot. That's probably his, right? I'm not sure. Nah, don't thank me. Mort sighs, and to your surprise, his voice seems stronger somehow, more confident. Some of the cracks and fractures in his skull have vanished, as if healed. Nah, thanks is all to you. I feel like I just had a plane moved off my shoulders, so to speak. Okay, hey, we managed to clear that up. Well, that's good. Neato, I got an achievement too. Alright, I guess that's probably the end of his stuff then, broadly speaking. Cool. Well, that wasn't really what I was trying to do, but it actually kind of was relevant to the dream that I had just a little bit, even though I don't think it was contingent on it, but whatever. Okay, I guess that's, I guess that's it as far as my dreams are concerned. It didn't seem all that helpful, but whatever. Okay, now I need to go figure out how to get Kasai to stop stonewalling me. back to it. So yeah, the thing I looked at, it seemed to suggest that I needed to talk to Kamaxi about this, but when I did, she didn't seem to have anything to help me with it, so I guess I'm just gonna run around and ask everyone in here about this, and hopefully that'll get me somewhere.
Dated my journal.
I heard Kasai Ceres is Revel's daughter, is that true? Revel? I thought I might have heard that name before. I know not the truth of it, but I have heard such a rumor, though thou may wish to ask Kamaxi Edatung that very same question. They're half-sisters, see? Oh. Interesting. Okay, maybe that's what I needed then. Let's see. I heard Kasai Ceres is Revel's half-daughter. I asked her about it and she denied it. I also heard that you're Kasai Ceres' half-sister. Yes, I'm related to that chubby, mewling, hook-nosed daydreamer. Same father, different mothers, so... I was hoping you could help me find out if Kasai is really Revel's daughter.
Dated my journal.
Kamaxi frowns at you. Normally I'd loathe to help you like this, but I have a feeling it'd upset that flirting, preening doxy good and well. Tell her to ask her father. He's a powerful Cambion, so she ought to be able to call him right then and there. That'll get you your answer. Cambion? Yes, Cambion. Kamaxi rolls her eyes. Didn't you hear me the first time? He was all stuffed up with the last of your brains rang out of them. I'm asking what one is. Why, you're clueless. She shakes her head sadly, tutting all the while. A half-fiend, Burke, sorta like you, but you're half-dung, I think. You smell it at any rate. Better that than have you, Kamaxi. You wish you were half Kamaxi, sod. Even if you ended up with a goat's bum on your shoulders, it'd be better than that scarred-up face of yours. Alright. Always a pleasure talking with you. Oh, Ceres is right here. Okay. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do the thing. I talked to Kamaxi. She told me she's your half-sister and that Revel's your mother. Kasai snarls, her eyes blazing with malice. That tells. Oh, I loathe that woman. Why would you even believe that sort of tripe? She says that you deny it, and in fact may not know it, but that it's true. She said you could ask your father, that he would tell you.
My journal.
Kasai stares at you silently for a time. Give me a moment. She turns from you and begins to mutter softly. The air seems to shimmer around her slightly, and fills with a coppery smell like warm blood. Kasai remains turned away from you for a moment before finally coming to face you. I did not want to believe that wicked hag may have been my mother. I've lived long. I do not appear to age, and have disturbing dreams sometimes. She shudders. But still, I do not wish to be the inheritor of the evil she caused, nor draw the lady's gaze as my mother did. Such evil things she did. Tell me what you know of her, will you? I heard she would pose impossible riddles to people. Riddles she could answer, but no one else could. She would devour the person if they answered incorrectly, or leave them dangling in her horrifying gardens as examples to all. Those few who somehow escaped, she tormented in their dreams, riding them like steeds, breaking their wills and hurling their souls into the colorless oblivion of the Grey Waste. Her magic was said to be beyond anything most had ever seen. It was imagination woven from nightmare and given substance. Stone and solid shapes bent to her will like soft clay. The laws of the planes would bend beneath her feet, and from nothing she could weave illusion, and from illusion weave realities that could horrify and kill and confound. She was a mistress of all the dark arts, mistress and master of them all. She hounded a governor that dared quote sigil law to her with shadows that devoured him, all but his tongue, his fingers, and the flesh of his face. She turned mercy killers inside out and shattered buildings of those who displeased her. Terrible, terrible powers were at her command. She changed her shape like water, and would use it to destroy some for amusement, and to steal knowledge from others. She was a monster, like all that has been spawned from the Grey Waste. In the end, she threatened to open the cage and let the fury of the plains come rolling in like a wave. Fortunately, she did not succeed. She existed solely to cause malice. I do not know if she's dead, but I know now that she was my mother. Kasai's shoulders slump, and her head hangs down. Oh, that I had tears, so that I could weep with sorrow. Try and comfort her. I don't really know that I'm gonna be very good at that, but I guess we might as well. She seems pretty upset about the whole thing. Just leave me be. I'll be fine. I just need some time to think about it. That's all. Okay. But I need you to give me a piece of yourself. She looks alarmed. Pardon? The portal key to Ravel's maze is a piece of her, and you are her blood. It's close enough. Kasai gasps. You intend to seek her out? Her surprise quickly changes to an expression of weariness. What would you need of me? Your blood, most likely. Only a drop or two, I'm sure. She nods. But do you have some way to carry it? A piece of cloth, like a handkerchief or something, you know. Well, there are some around here. Kasai sighs, looking around. I'm sure there's one in the brothel somewhere. Bring it here, and when you find it, all right? I'll give you the blood then. Okay then.
Journal.
I don't understand why this is a necessary. Like, there's handkerchiefs all over the place. We really, this was a necessary part of the, like, can she just have the handkerchief on her? Like, okay, whatever, it's fine. All right, so this might send us to Foxville. So let's save the video game first. All right, I got that on handkerchief.
Updated my journal.
Kasai takes the handkerchief and gingerly pricks the tip of her finger on one of her fangs. After letting several drops of blood soak into the cloth, she returns it to you. You're placing yourself in grave danger, you know. Even if the stories of my mother are greatly exaggerated, she's horribly powerful and completely evil. Good luck. Yes, so I've heard. Thanks and farewell. So... use the portal. You unfold the shimmering metal, and immediately, it begins crackling with life. It begins forming itself into a metallic circle hovering in the air. There's something in your possession that has activated this portal. You get the feeling that you probably ought to make sure you have everything you need. You might not be back in Sigil for a long time. Okay. That's an interesting concept. I hadn't really considered that. I guess, yeah, we're going to this maze. It's gonna be like a whole zone? Oh, God. Oh, there's gonna be, like, combat and stuff in here. No! Fuck. Okay. There are preparations I need to make? I guess there's stuff I could, like, buy... I don't know. Is there anything in the journal I feel like I really need to take care of before I do this? Not serious, not exactly. I got some leveling up I can do. I mean, I got a lot of healing items. Are these even, like, it doesn't give you a lot of hit points compared to how much we have now, so I'm not sure that they're actually going to be all that useful. Oh, damn it. I didn't want to have to think about this part of the game again. Yeah, it's true. I'm not going to be able to manage my inventory effectively either while I'm in there. So... what should I do? I'm going to call the episode here. Oh, it might be kind of short. Whatever, it's fine. I probably would need to anyway. I'm gonna take some time in between the parts to do a little bit of upkeep, as it were. Sort out my inventory, get everyone leveled up. Just prepare, generally. So, next time, we're going into that maze, god damn it, and I hope to God it's not gonna be as awful as I'm imagining it will be. I'll see you then.